All right, Carrie, thank you. And I'm joined now by South Bend Mayor James Mueller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the proposed property tax cuts in Indiana. If the current plan passes in Indy, it could mean a significant cut to the property tax revenue for the city. What is the anticipated impact of that, and how do you make up for that loss?
Well, it's a moving goalpost here because they've already amended it once and they've changed it, which did reduce the impact slightly. What the current version does is it caps the ability to for the revenue to keep up with inflation. So it may not have the biggest impact on the first year, but as this continues to build over time, and just like if you invest, the compounded interest builds up over time. It'll be, in 3 to 5 years is I think when you'll see the really dramatic impacts. Of course, the first year will be a shock, but then, over time, the impacts will build. And then it's, public safety makes up about half of the expenditures that's supported by property taxes currently. And so this will lead to, on some level, a defunding of public safety unless there's something done.
So is there any chance that a new tax could be enacted or a current tax would increase?
Well, that's what the state lawmakers are saying, but I don't think that's good policy to be shifting, the tax burden from property tax owners to everyone who earns income tax here in St. Joseph County. So I've said that it would be irresponsible for us to try to replace the lost dollars dollar for dollar with income tax here locally. So that means that there would be cuts. The Senate Bill 1 would lead the cuts here locally in South Bend and I believe around the state as well.
During your State of the City Finances address to the council, you had mentioned that the city is about $300 million in debt, but has about $500 million in cash reserves. Does it make sense to use the cash reserves to pay down or pay off that debt?
Well, this is, again, you look at interest rates. So we made some, we issued some debt when interest rates were very low. And then we now can get a return on our cash reserves that's higher than it has been in many years because interest rates have gone up. So what you look at is what makes sense financially over the long term. And so it's misleading, but it's just like if you have a low interest rate in your mortgage, you don't pay that off because you've got a low interest rate. You could better invest any dollars you have into the stock market or other investments to get a higher return.
Okay, last time you came in, we talked about whether the city would be involved in any upcoming immigration sweeps. Since then, has ICE or the DOJ contacted the city about any future actions and what role the city would play?
Nothing new from that front. I think there's been some rumors in the community about different actions, but those haven't turned out to be true, thankfully. But, there are the routine issues where if you have as we said, if a court has a warrant for a criminal, we will assist the federal government in going after criminals. And so those things are ongoing, and of course we will abide by state and federal law.
All right, Mayor James Mueller, we are out of time, but thank you for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the time now, 7:17. I'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the WSBT 22 YouTube channel.